Hey everyone, it's Nelson Miller here with PA Creative. I'm the creator of the Divi Taxonomy Helper plugin, and we have an update here, version 1.1, with about 5 or 6 new features that I want to show you. So let's take a look at everything that's new. And just like with all of our plugins, we like to keep adding new features, and we just released this taxonomy helper. What it does is displays a grid or a list of taxonomies, like blog post categories, event categories, WooCommerce product categories, all that kind of stuff. All right. So the new features that I want to talk about are kind of a new layout. So in the past, you had a grid. Essentially, everything was in a grid like this, right? So if you had like image, title, description, and then button. But now we can put the image or icon on the left or right of this here, the title, the description, and button. In fact, here you can see that I've done that with this example. So you can adjust the size of this using the image sizing settings. And you can see I have the 2 screenshots here also. So this one is where it's like the using an icon and then the title and then the post count and 2 columns. Now you could change the columns, don't forget that you can do that as well. So we've kind of, in a sense, we've made it into a list option. Instead of just grid, it's list, because I feel like now it's what I would call a list, but it's still in a grid. But anyway, now the next one is the background colors per term. So if you remember, if you saw it, I had a demo. Let's see, it was under my WooCommerce tab here. So I have different things for different things. Okay, here. So I had made this with CSS, and it's really easy to do actually. Each item, so each term, each of these, are taxonomies. So if I click on belts, then it would go to all the products that are in the belts category, right? But each one has their own CSS classes, which is really awesome because you could, customize and style each one on their own. But I decided to add background colors as kind of the one single thing that we'll be adding. And, like if you wanted to change the text for each one, you're going to have to use CSS, but it's like at some point, why wouldn't you just use like a different module? But anyway, we just decided to do background. Let me show you that. All right, so a little confession. I didn't do them yet. I didn't switch it over yet. Still using CSS, but I'll still show you the point. So open up the module, design tab, right here under taxonomies, because remember each one of these is, well, I should call that terms, I guess, but anyway. So right here, you can see these different background colors, right? So you would want to find the ones that you're actually using. So let's just look here real quick. So here's one that says shoes background, so I'm guessing it's this one. So what if I change this color, and it will do the little refresh thing, you can see that it's controlling just that one. You know what I mean? Wallets, if I make that one green. So yeah, it's just that ability. It's kind of cool. I don't know how useful it will be in most situations, but I'll tell you what, I think this looks kind of cool. All right, what's next? Make the entire term clickable. Now this is really nice because normally you can click the title or the image or the button, right? But if on one like this style, this demo one here on the WooCommerce, the person is probably going to just want to click on this gray area. So I've already enabled it. You can see my cursor is changing to the pointer, which means it's clickable. Before this feature was added, you would have had to click directly onto this text or onto the icon. Like if I don't have it turned on, in fact, let's see, like this one here, okay, this beach theme, I have to click on here to see the cursor change, right? Or if I'm off here, I can't click, all right? If I'm on the image, I can, but if I'm like outside of that area, it won't work. So you can enable that setting to turn that on, and it's in the links toggle, okay? The next one here is the term offset number. So this works if you're familiar with the blog. If you want to have, let's say you want to have one that's featured at the top. So you'd have one module, and then you have the second module that you maybe want to have a different styling or something, maybe a different layout, different number of columns. You can use the offset number to skip the ones that are in the first one. Now this is not going to work if we're using like the way I'm putting them in the demo with the checkboxes where we're choosing which ones to show, because on this demo page I have to choose, like in here I have to say out of all these I want these 6 to show. So it's not going to work. It wouldn't make sense because I'm specifically choosing which ones I want to show. Does that make sense? If I'm not specifically choosing and it's just kind of like all the ones on the site, that's the only time that this would apply. So it's not the most helpful feature, but it's nice to have in certain situations. The last one here is making the button full width. It's just an option now. Let's see, not even using the button here. Let's see here's a perfect example. I already turned it on here. So you can see this black button. Let's go over here in the design tab in the button, and you can see button full width, and you'll see how it looked before. See, it's just like that. And I thought this was a good demo for it to be full width. It just looks so nice. A nice little feature. So there you go. You know, it's a small update, but it's, you know, it's a 1.1 update to it already. You know, small but very niche and helpful plugin. So yeah, if you're not familiar with this plugin, check it out. It's really useful for displaying categories, especially if you have any kind of events on your website or projects, post types, blog posts, you know, you name it. It's a great way to show categories. It would work great in like a documentation center, any kind of like directory site, something like that. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this small update, and let me know any comments or feature suggestions that you have. We'll be happy to take those, and we'll see you all in the next video.